Yeah.
Did you make that?
Solid Hill TDS. J. Leo. Hitchhikers. Check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggy of some veggies, your romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this we too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze in a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the day before you let them roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas want it in me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of characters, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in there. Doom hits the sun god, bringing some light. Now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs writing scripts. Now my stable conquering, conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's good? Hope everybody had a fantastic Wednesday. I'm your host, Wildcard Mar, aka Modelo Mar. Hey, I'm trying to get them sponsors. I'm gonna do this shit every night. So if you get tired of it, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, like I said, I hope everybody had a fantastic Wednesday. And I hope you having a fantastic week. You know, it's a beautiful thing to be alive. Man, what can I say? My little self-proclaimed little music intro that I'm doing now. That's my guy, Silent Hill, real good friend of mine, real good homie. That's with him and our fellow artist J. Leo. You can see scrolling on the screen right now. That's where you can check them out. That song was Pale Moon Devil Dance. So go to YouTube, type in it's Hitchhikers, Hitchhikers, and man, go support. Man, I know that's you talking smack. If y'all can check in the comments. That's Man Down Podcast Network is headed up by Melvin Wall. Great dude, great network, great crew that they got going on over there. They got a lot of stuff going on. So go support the Man Down Podcast Network. I got hooked on their Facebook page called Man Down, and then we collaborate on a couple other things between I.O.W. and Man Down. But yo, I'm telling you, as much as I love y'all support that y'all support with what we do with I.O.W., hey, go do the same for Man Down Podcast. But they're similar to us, but they got a wide range of stuff going on. And yes, Lakers are getting smacked. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's switch it around. I was gonna talk about the Lakers and the stuff in a minute, but let's talk about it now since we're here. It's a good thing that the NBA released their schedule today. Just in case I didn't know, because of the pandemic, they pretty much kind of only scheduled the first half of the season just so that they can get everybody's games together, and they knew they was going to have some pandemic issues. There's been a lot of teams that's been ravaged by the pandemic, makeup games and things like that. So the NBA, like I said, released the schedule for the second half. Pretty much there's going to be some good matchups. And speaking of my Lakers, since Melvin is giving me the blues that they's getting smacked, and yes, they is. They getting beat up by the Utah Jazz tonight. So if that game goes final in the middle of us, chopping it up about sports, we'll kind of, talk about it a little bit, go over some stuff with the Lakers. Matter of fact, I'll give you a quick update on that score. Right now, 98-76. They are getting smacked up by the Utah Jazz. No surprise. I'm a realist. Most people say they weren't worried about the Lakers without AD. I'm not one of those people. I am worried about the Lakers without AD. And y'all go, you got LeBron. No. LeBron is 36. I'm not expecting him to be, like I said, 22, 23-year-old Bron carrying a Cleveland Cavaliers team to the finals. When you got literally this team, the Lakers, is built with pretty much LeBron and AD carrying majority of the weight. All right, let's call it what it is. And all them other players on the roster is I call them get out the way motherfuckers. That means when Bron and AD got the ball, just get the fuck out of the way. Let them do what they need to do. And if you get the ball, be ready. So when you got LeBron and AD, who are pretty much responsible for majority of the offense, and then one of them is going to be out for a month minimum, and no clue when he's going to be back. I mean, and now where does that offense come from? You know what I'm saying? So Mel, the real question is, why are they getting smacked if LBJ is a machine and that can do it? Well, but that's my point of why I'm worried. Is I don't want to rely on a 36-year-old LeBron being the guy to have to carry all this. He's not a machine. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same. That's not the same guy that we saw in Cleveland that took a team to the finals to go against Tim Duncan and the Spurs. They had no business being there. You know what I'm saying? He made some miraculous games in the Eastern Conference Finals, but that's not the same LeBron. To ask him to carry a weight that he was sharing with another, pretty much with AD, to me is crazy. Especially when you really don't know what you have around you. Who sold on Kyle Kuzma? I'll wait. Who is sure about Caruso? Who else is sold on Montrezl Harrell to help pick up some of this weight that AD lost? Who else? Who else on that roster, on that Lakers roster, are you like, all right, I'm not worried, because the Lakers will be all right. They got enough to buffer the rest of this at least a month and a half until AD gets back. Drop some names on that Lakers roster right now that's going to be comparable and able to help LeBron get through this at least a month, maybe even more, to give LeBron help. Drop some names, y'all. I mean, am I missing something? So so Lakers signed this 6 man of the year and this 6 man run up. Then signed Gasol and Wes Matthews. Everyone told me it was over. Now they need to get out the way. I mean, I'm not saying like they need to get out the way, but what guys are you going to expect to step up? I don't see. Now, if it's one thing to get beat up by the best team in basketball right now, by the Utah Jazz, but they losing to the Washington Wizards. You know what I'm saying? They losing to teams that, you know, everybody's beating. Wizards are not a great team in the NBA, and you got to go to overtime to try and hope to get a win. Lakers, I don't know how everybody else feel, but I don't understand putting pretty much all their eggs in a basket on LeBron and AD. There's really not the top-notch supporting cast around them. And good for them. They got Montrezl Harrell being 6th man of the year. Good for him. He got a chance to get a nice little contract and play for a legendary franchise. Gasol, I didn't like that sign. Gasol is old and can't move. Wes Matthews, I never really saw as a solid piece that's gonna, you know, help buffer this missing AD situation. To me, I think the Lakers missed the ball on making sure that there was help if there was a possible AD injury going out, which I said was possible to happen. Who clearly says that AD is going to play all, like, majority of your regular season games and going to be able to help take the strain off of LeBron all season long? AD's had his injury issues. I mean, I'm not sure about the Lakers. With the real season style of play, you are locked into playing when the reach is your best player. He can only play brown ball. Only Brown looks good in brown ball unless he has all. You're right. I agree with you, Mel. 100. You know, 100. But I mean, I don't know. So name the contender that has an all-world support cast. I mean, maybe I should put it like this. I don't need a all-world supporting cast, but at least something that's gonna help in this time that you talking about without AD. The Lakers they're not looking good without AD. They just not. I mean, you can have 2 all-stars. So say, like, for the Clippers, you got Kawhi, and whether people want to, you know, hate or love on PG, he's solid. But you know that you're gonna have Mo he's gonna get his shots. You know what I'm saying? At least give me a player that I could probably average maybe 15, 20 points. You know what I'm saying? But to ask Kyle Kuzma, Wes Matthews, Montrezl Harrell, you asking those guys to pick up the slack that AD had, and being that ride with LeBron. I mean, whether you want to call it the play style or the supporting cast, everything is always run through LeBron. I mean, that's no secret right there. You know what I'm saying? D. Rose, Clarkson, George Hill, Rodney Hood, and Jay Crowder. Yeah, but come on, man. You know, all those cats are just they not necessarily, you know, people that you game plan for that you're going to be scared of. And and also look at the fact that with the Lakers, when you play that style of running everything through LeBron, especially with him, he's just like the other night when they lost to Miami. Caruso had an open shot. I can't count on Caruso taking final shots in games no more. I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, now you're going real deep into it, man. Because look, I could easily say that definitely getting rid of Julius Randle was probably the most terrible move that the Lakers front office made when LeBron got there. I actually thought that keeping Julius Randle was probably one of their best possible moves that they could have made, and they some reason they didn't. I mean, I never heard the real reason why they didn't keep Julius Randle. I mean, other than is predictable, he's always going left because he's left-handed, but still, I mean, yeah, Bi. Lonzo Ball is a good assister, plays decent defense. I'm still not sold on his jump shot or him actually be able to create his own shot. So some of those names, I agree with you, was a bad look, as in getting rid of them, and they look pretty good having careers leaving the Lakers. So I'm with you on most of those names. I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Lakers, and it's not looking good right now. They getting smacked. It's 102-76, and Utah's pretty much pulling out their starters right now. Yeah, that game's a dud. Wow. Which one puts more pressure on his teammates versus himself? Wow. You got a point there, man. You should be. Why ain't you? First of all, why weren't you on y'all show last night? And why didn't you use all this information that you drop it on my show and put it on your show? Because this is good information. You actually making me look silly right now. Because I know basketball is your shit. But I was going to talk to that later in the show. But since you had to remind me that my Lakers is getting their ass smacked right now, so fuck it, we'll change it up. I mean, but okay, so to your point, who's the open shooters that's really gonna knock down those shots every time they get the opportunity that LeBron's gonna give them? I mean, Caruso missed a wide open shot the other day against the Heat, had a chance to win it. Probably would have been the highlight of his career, but and came up short. Just couldn't hit the shot. I mean, KCP is now don't think I'm crazy, yo, but I think KCP's a slighter upgrade of a J.R. Smith. But I mean, I think he has times where he's streaky like JR, where there's times he's on, and then if he's off, he's off. I mean, I still don't trust Kyle Kuzma. I don't know when Kyle Kuzma's gonna show up at a game. I don't know. Ain't he messing with one of them Kardashian chicks? If he is, he need to run. Athletes and Kardashian chicks don't mix well. Or they're Jenner chicks. It just don't mix well. Run. They must got some kryptonite or some shit. But I will say this, like I said, the Lakers getting their ass smacked 106-78. That's tragedy. But they pulled LeBron, so he's sitting. Yeah, the game's really done. They just showed AD hurt. But speaking of AD, of course, he's being with the calf issue. And he's out about a month and some change. He will not be at the All-Star game. In place is Devin Booker. Hey, Books is in there, which is crazy because he had to wait for an injury to get in the All-Star game. I just love what Devin Booker is doing. And I made the comparison on the Man Down my podcast the other day that Devin Booker is just as important to the Phoenix Suns as Dame Lillard is to the Trailblazers, to the Portland Trailblazers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man. I know you got one more. It's weird that every team LBJ has been on, he has guys getting blamed for missing game winners. Name one of the superstar that happens to. honestly, you know, that it's funny you bring that up. That's just the territory that comes with playing with LeBron. When you got a polarizing figure like LeBron, and I'm pretty sure that the same thing happened with the Bulls with MJ. So imagine some of those shots that Steve Kerr hit or Tony Kukoc hit, even the shot, you know, BJ Armstrong would have hit. Imagine the scrutiny they would have got missing those shots. I mean, they probably would have got the same treatment as you know, teammates do when they play with LeBron. And honestly, that you know, that just comes with the territory. It's the scrutiny that and the media focus that LeBron brings to his teams. Is it fair? Probably not necessarily fair, but that just comes with the territory. You know, I mean, if you're a player who is on a LeBron team, you gotta understand that. I mean, nobody in Bulls history got blamed for missing the game winner. It's because they made him. Of course, they didn't get blamed for him. They made him. Come on, I seen. Them dudes was more clutch because they knew they was playing with Jordan, man. You got to be on top of your game. I don't know, but hear me out on this. Hear me out on this, man. I get LeBron as a facilitator, and I said this the other night on my show. I just don't like him not taking the last shot. That bothers me. I don't know if that bothers everybody else, but that bothers me. You the king, quote unquote. You the king. That bothers me. That you're not taking those last shots. I just for you to be so sure of yourself and how LeBron feels about himself, cool. But I'm just saying, like, why don't you take the last shot? There's a difference between people who feel that they're great and that are great. And I'm not saying that LeBron isn't great. I'm just saying there's to me, in my opinion, there's a slight difference between a LeBron and separating him from Kobe and MJ. Kobe and MJ will put themselves in position. Even if they're getting doubled or whatever, we know who's getting the last shot, but they will still find a way to put themselves in a position to get the last shot. And sometimes, like, I just don't get it why LeBron won't take the last shot. You should be used to pressure. You should be used to being in the moment where everything matters and it comes down to you. You should be used to this. Like, is he afraid to take the last shot? Is he scared? I'm not scared. But damn it, I feel like you scared to take the final shot. Like, if I miss it, I don't have to take the blame. But my thing is, LeBron, you still gonna take the blame for not taking the last shot. So take it. This is what comes with you being LeBron James, being that figure, being so important to the NBA, to the league. If you don't take the last shot, you're going to get scrutinized. If you take the last shot and miss, you'll get scrutinized. You, LeBron James, you get scrutinized for waking up and eating pancakes instead of waffles. You get scrutinized for eating pork bacon instead of turkey bacon. Like, this is what happens. It comes with the territory. So my thing is, if you call yourself one of the greatest of the greats, fucking take the last shot, man. God damn it. Man, you got me heated, man, talking about. And I look, as a Lakers fan, I've been a Lakers fan. If nobody peeped it out, I've been a Lakers fan since I was 5-6 years old. I mean, superstars are paid to be the best option in those situations. If at all possible, you don't let your role players care. Bingo. Bingo. especially when LeBron about to be a billionaire athlete soon. Did y'all hear what I said? I said he is on his way to career earnings being in the billions. I'm probably talking about contracts, endorsements, all that stuff. Come on, man. Take the last shot. I don't know. It bothers me. But anyway, I done spent the last damn 20 minutes or so talking basketball. I want to show y'all a little clip because yesterday we pretty much talked about Tiger Woods and his little situation. I ain't gonna beat the dead horse. Yeah, I did see that, man. Final 114 to 89. Yeah, they just anyway. So just to give y'all an update with the Tiger Woods situation, I just want to play this clip and actually hear from a doctor's point of view on what's actually going on with him. Of course, we know about the accident.
Joining me now for more on the extent of Tiger Woods' injuries is Dr. Daniel Savarino. He's a sports and regenerative medicine specialist at Apex Center for Regenerative Medicine. Welcome, Dr. Savarino. Great to have you with us. So we understand that Tiger underwent successful surgeries overnight and is now recovering. Doctors say he suffered, quote, comminuted open fractures affecting both the upper and lower portions of the tibia and fibula bones. Can you explain to us what that means exactly?
Sure. So comminuted means that the fracture is in multiple pieces. So instead of just the two parts of the bone, it's in multiple pieces. It can be 3 pieces or it can be 10 pieces. Open means that when the fracture happened, the bone actually poked out through the skin. Sometimes it stays out, sometimes it goes back underneath, but that makes it much more likely to have something like infection after an injury.
And so we understand doctors are using pins and screws to stabilize his ankle. Can you explain, what the treatment will be for this and how likely it is to heal entirely?
Sure. So, they also said that he had fractures in his foot as well. So, things like the pins will eventually come out. The plates and screws and that rod in his tibia will typically stay in there forever unless there's a reason to take them out. Any one of those injuries is big, but the combination of those injuries is very likely not to be putting full weight on that leg for about 3 months. So he has a very lengthy recovery ahead of him.
And how likely, though, is his recovery to be complete? I mean, I know there's no way of knowing for sure, but do most people generally recover completely from these sorts of injuries?
Well, yeah, you can recover. It could take a very long time. I mean, he might be looking at well more than a year until he's able to play high-level golf again, if ever. The other problem is I know one of the fractures was in his ankle, which makes him more likely to develop arthritis later on in life. And then again, just the fact that he had a combination of all these injuries plus his prior injuries, it's a long haul ahead of him.
Right. Let's talk about that because, of course, we know that Tiger Woods has been plagued by injuries throughout his career, and he was in the process of rehabbing his back after having a 5th back surgery.
Wow.
How could this accident impact his recovery
process? This is nuts, y'all.
From those?
So, we're going to get back to conversation. I just wanted to pretty much show that clip on, who knows what's going to happen with Tiger in his recovery. Now, the good thing about the whole situation, I didn't want to speculate because that's not what I do. That ain't, I'm just here late night, drinking Modelo, talking shit about sports because I love sports. But look, so Tiger Woods literally was responsible for bringing at least 2 ethnicities to being interested in golf. So, I'm not going to downplay his impact on the game of golf. Like I said yesterday, I didn't care too much about golf growing up, but seeing a guy that was of darker skin tone, had a little bit more melanin in him, I was like, dope. That's pretty cool. As somebody that has skin tone like mine is playing golf. I mean, it wasn't that type of sport that Cats was playing, you know. And then, you know, him being half Asian brought a lot of Asian attention to the game of golf. So I'm just hoping that he can get just a little bit of old Tiger Woods back. I mean, he was already struggling with back issues and knee issues with those injuries. So now you're talking about this accident. It sounds like it's going to be a minute for him to recover from this. It's going to be a minute. And if, you know, he's able to fully heal, what exactly are we going to get? What Tiger Woods, you know, are we going to get? The one that's kind of we've seen lately that's in and out of tournaments, might win a couple of them every now and then still waiting for him to bring back glory days? Or, I mean, who knows what we're going to get? Does anybody think it's time for him to hang it up? I mean, it's easy to say that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people said the same thing about Alex Smith with his injury last year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, injuries are part of sports. It's unfortunate and it's something you can't avoid. It's just tough, man. Because you talking about he's an iconic figure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that to me that's almost the equivalent of saying like somebody like Michael Jordan getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Being such a big icon in that sport, and you don't know if they're gonna, you know, ever able to play the sport again. So, like I said, I don't like speculating on that stuff, but I'm glad that one of the sheriffs did come out and say that he wasn't drinking, and that when an accident occurred, it is a typical situation where a lot of people always get in accidents. I don't know if that's saying anything good. Maybe they need to reevaluate that whole situation. But man, come on, Tiger, pull through, brother. Wu-Tang. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm tripping. Anyway, what else we got on the docket today? Oh yeah, talk a little bit of football, just a little bit, not too much, y'all. This next clip is gonna be something real short and sweet. And do I got any Pittsburgh Steelers fans in the house right now? This is for y'all. Shout out Steeler Nation.
Meredith Foreman in the PNC Bank Sports Corner. Big Ben is staying in Pittsburgh. NFL Network reporting that Ben Roethlisberger's agent has confirmed that the quarterback will be back at the reins for the Steelers next season, adding that the QB and the team are going to work to bring down his cap hit so that they can build a competitive team around him. This comes after Roethlisberger had a meeting with team president Art Rooney that reportedly went well. PNC Bank helping to make...
Well, how y'all feel, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? You know, the team is saying that they want Ben back. Ben has already expressed he wants to be back. He's 39. He's not only get up there in age, but, you know, eye test. He didn't look too hot. He looked like a quarterback that's been beat up. He's moving slower. You know what I'm saying? He's not that same Big Ben that can take a defensive end that just is hanging on him and squirm out of sacks anymore. He don't look like that guy anymore. I mean, what exactly does the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise front office in particular, what do they think that there's still something left in there? I just want to see their thought process on why they think keeping Big Ben is what's great for that franchise. I get he's brought 2 Super Bowls to that franchise. And he's been pretty much a consistent face on that team. Been there for a while, drafted in the 2004 draft. But I mean, all good things always come to an end. Who really thinks that Big Ben is still that dominant quarterback, or better yet, the quarterback that like, oh, we got this guy back here. We're gonna be all right. I ain't even worried. I mean, I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm a Chiefs fan. But when you see the Steelers on the schedule, as a defense, you like, oh, we about to have a couple of little situations here. We might get a chance to get an interception. I mean, Big Ben is he's a statue. He's not gonna avoid the rush anymore. He's gonna take more sacks. Those hits at 39, almost pushing 40, is not the same as taking them when you're 25. It's not the same. Your body takes a little bit more time to heal, takes a little bit more time to get up. Like, Big Ben is just not mobile like that no more. Like, we all remember back in the days, all the clips that, Ben Roethlisberger would shake off a pass rush, all the times that you have a linebacker hanging on him and he shrugs him off and playing backyard ball and make a throw downfield. But that's not the same guy no more. He's not moving like that no more. He's looking a little bit more chubbier and more out of weight than anything. I mean, shit. I mean, I know you always been Big Ben, but damn it, you look like you should have been channel surfing and being a couch potato 2 seasons ago, the way he was moving last season. We all saw the little crying and tear. He didn't know if he's gonna be back. But I mean, here's my thing for the Steelers: bringing back Big Ben doesn't automatically guarantee you success. I mean, they got other holes. They got other situations they gotta handle. Like I said, they lost Marquise Pouncey, a key figure to the offensive line, the center, which is probably just as much as key as a left or right tackle. You're getting rushed right up the middle, and you don't have an adequate center. Good luck with an unmobile quarterback, Big Ben back there. Good luck. He's just going to throw it up. He's going to be more prone to interceptions. I mean, I just don't see the reason to hang on. At this point, it feels sentimental to keep hanging on to Big Ben. But I mean, both sides seem pretty adamant that they want to stick around and hang out with each other for at least one more year. But they both are in agreement that 41.2 million cap hit, that can't happen. Ben can't stay in Pittsburgh for 41.2 million. It's impossible to do. First of all, the Steelers are way too over the cap. They got cap issues right now. Them cats need to figure out how they're going to be able to get under the cap. That's what they worried about right now. They got several free agents. I mean, they've already kind of leaked that they might not even bring back James Conner, the running back. Love his story, beating cancer. But I mean, first of all, running back position, as we see it in the NFL, that position is becoming meaningless by the day. As in value-wise on the market. I mean, most systems are saying you can just pretty much plug anybody back there, running back by committee. So, those days of having big name running backs are far and few between. I mean, you probably got Derrick Henry, probably the last of the Mohicans. I don't want to put Saquon in there yet, but I mean, he missed quite a year. I mean, other than Derrick Henry, it's not a lot of running backs doing a solo, job anymore, getting 30 carries, 25 plus carries a game. It's just not that game anymore. I mean, the Steelers also gotta worry about what they're gonna do with Juju. He's an unrestricted free agent. Even though I just saw the reports today that Juju says he wants to come back. I mean, why not? I don't dislike Juju, but he benefited from Antonio Brown. That's for damn sure. That whole TikTok and shit gonna get your ass in trouble. Somebody gonna like that ass up for that. But I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping Juju if he was on my team. He just, to me, in my opinion, he's just not a number one guy. I just don't see him as a wide receiver that's going to take over a game. I mean, he's going to end up with the stats because Pittsburgh, and this is why to me, keeping Big Ben just isn't good for the Steelers because they're trying to transform and keep up with the times in the NFL and be a more passing team. And Pittsburgh has never been built like that. They've been built to be tough, run the ball. They had no running game this year at all. It just wasn't up to the standard, like Mike Tomlin likes to say. The standard is what the standard is. I got to fix our standard. To me, Big Ben is almost like an old yeller. We love the shit out that dog. He was good to the family, but now he got rabies. So we're gonna have to put you down. Ben is just not that guy anymore. It's okay to move on. The only guy that's defying Father Time is Tom Brady. I mean, yes, these conversations are difficult, but they're going to happen. Drew Brees, he's going to have to hit that crossroads at some point. He was speculated all year to hang it up, but somehow he still hasn't announced it yet, which, by the way, I don't know how I feel about that. I think he in his mind, he's going back and forth because he's already restructured his contract to save the Saints $24 million, which they needed that help because them cats was way over the cap. Almost last time I saw it was almost, they was 55, 60 mil over the cap. But change of guard happens. You know what I'm saying? And this is one thing, some people get so sentimental on, their team and certain players because of what they done. But the NFL operates on what have you done for me lately? Ask Cam Newton if he can ask how the league operates. They operate on what you have done for me lately. I mean, as numerous quarterbacks that have had their moment. But what have they done lately? Hell, the first two quarterbacks in the first two drafts in the 2016 went 1-2, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. They ain't on their original team. They gone. What have you done for me lately is how is literally how the NFL operates. Ben lately, yes, he's going to still throw and chuck up the ball and still get stats, but it's meaningful. Or it's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Because it's not making that Pittsburgh Steelers team that much closer to a Lombardi trophy. They have they have other issues that they need to address. They need to address, multiple free agents. Bud Dupree, who's been, one of the key pieces on linebackers on defense. He might not come back. And my thing is, the Steelers have at least enough experience in their quarterback room, sitting behind Ben. Because we even had this conversation on the show last week. The GM, he pretty much kind of seemed, I don't know if we want him back. But now this week, oh yeah, we want you back. But I think the Steelers need to find out what they have behind Ben. If that means releasing him, if that means trading him, I don't care how they do it. Save money on the cap and move on. It's time. So you got they pulled Dwayne Haskins in. He's young, 23. Still got Josh Dobbs. He's 26, 27. Mason Rudolph, he's 25. Devlin, what they call him, Duck, he's about 26, 27. All of them have played multiple games in the NFL, so they're used to the speed. They're used to the game speed. I'm not saying either one of them are going to be the heir apparent to help keep the standard what the standard is in Pittsburgh, but I think they're cheaper bridge quarterbacks because at this point, Ben Roethlisberger is a bridge quarterback. He's literally there to kind of help build the gap in between what we have to what we're going to have next. But he's going to cost a lot of money. Even if you restructure it, they're talking about at least still $25 million. That's probably the combined salary of the year, all those other quarterbacks in the room. To me, it's a cheaper option to just go ahead, move on, use that cap money he was going to for Ben's salary and put it towards your other problems that you have. They have, I'm telling you. Yes, you're going to address some of that in the draft, but don't mean you're going to hit on those shits. The majority of times you use like your first and your second round picks are usually the picks that got a chance to get some time. And everything else is for death. You're not going to plug all your holes in the draft. I'm just saying it's time to move on from Ben. And it's not. And here's why I think they should move on from Ben. So the NFL released their strength of schedule, and all of it is based off of literally their opponents from last year combined record. And guess where Pittsburgh is sitting up? They are sitting number one, numero uno, as in the most toughest schedule next year based off their opponent's win-loss record from the year before. So they're going to see Cleveland twice a year. Cleveland was just a playoff team. They're going to see Baltimore twice a year. Baltimore's always been consistent for the last few years of being a playoff contender and being a nuisance to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to see Tennessee next year. Tennessee ain't no slouch. You're going to see Green Bay next year. Oh, yeah. That's that bad man. AR-12. And Rodgers going to come in and try to do something to you. And, you don't never take Aaron Rodgers lightly. unless you got a hellified defense. Who else? The two-time AFC champions. Pittsburgh's gonna see Kansas City next year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so what is the difference to getting your ass kicked with Ben Roethlisberger than anybody else? They got Buffalo on the schedule next year. Buffalo embarrassed Pittsburgh in that matchup they had this past season. That's 8 tough games right there for Pittsburgh. They have the toughest schedule for this upcoming season than anybody. I would rather build my team, fix the major holes, and I get it. But my thing is, keeping Ben they're not winning a Super Bowl with him. So why not fix your team, plug other holes, and help strengthen that team? To me, there's no difference between getting your ass kicked with Ben Roethlisberger than the other jokers they got in the building right now. To me, there ain't no difference. They ain't going nowhere. That team's not going nowhere. They're not winning the Super Bowl. I don't care what anybody say, oh, they won 11-0. Did anybody see their strength of schedule last year? They had one of the weakest strength of schedules last year. Now this year, they got the toughest. Yeah, 11-0 looks good when you're playing cupcakes. They got 8 games off the rip. That you could easily say, lost, brother. To me, they count your losses and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Speaking of strength of schedule, like I said, the NFL did release this strength of schedule. And lo and behold, now, I hate to say it, y'all. There's a good possibility Tampa Bay might repeat. They have the second easiest schedule based off the last year's opponent's records. Now, I get it. Everybody, they may either improve or not year by year. I get it. I know all that. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if Tampa Bay is back in the Super Bowl. Of course, you see New Orleans twice, division. I mean, we don't know what's going on with Drew Brees or the quarterback position, but Tampa Bay is going to always play New Orleans tough. They got Buffalo, Miami, and the Rams. So that's at least 5 not so gimme games for the Buccaneers. Everything else is pretty much a be. So say that is the case. That's 11-5 is doable for the Buccaneers. That's the same record they had this year and walked away with a Super Bowl. So don't be surprised if you see Tampa Bay back in the Super Bowl. Don't. I won't. I'm saying it right now. I won't be surprised if they make it back. And I mean, they got a couple of free agents they need to shore up. They don't know what's going on with Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett wants his bread. I've already seen that. He wants to get paid. So someone's going to have to shake with that. Mike Evans already said he'll be willing to restructure to help bring Antonio Brown back and other things like that. Cool. I mean, that's what happens when you win a Super Bowl. More people become more willing to sacrifice certain things to be a champion. So, who knows what'll happen. Now, third easiest schedule is for all you Cowboys lovers. So it was great that y'all was pretty much on hush mode this past season because y'all get annoying as hell. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, them jokers could go 1-15, and you still got Cowboys fans. I'm like, we'll be back next year, winning the Super Bowl, winning it. You know, they be talking nonsense, but hey, it's more than likely they're gonna franchise Dak. I mean, to me, you keep Dak. I don't know why Jerry Jones likes playing this game with big names on his team. Like, you pay Zeke for no reason. He didn't earn that money. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying he didn't deserve it before Dak, just because of that position. You paid what's his name? Jalen Smith on the defense, paid him before Dak. And now you playing this Kirk Cousins, you know, how much do I love you? How much do I need you? Tagging game. And if you lose him, that's a wrap. Indianapolis Colts are fourth, you know, them being a playoff team. And, you know, we'll see what Carson Wentz does. Like I said, hey, no more excuses, Carson Wentz. No more. You know, there's a couple of strength of schedules I just want to throw out. Like I said, Tampa Bay is one. Oh, Tampa Bay is two. Philadelphia is number one with the easiest schedule, based off their opponent's win-loss record from the year before. So that might benefit Jalen Hurts. You know, there's still a lot of unsure heads in the front office about Jalen Hurts in Philly. Because they still haven't 100% committed to him after getting rid of Carson Wentz. So, you know, probably with the easy strength of schedule is beneficial for Jalen Hurts. But I just hope they give that man a fair shot. I like his story, and I like his tenacity. He plays ball. That's what he does. Of course, my Chiefs, you know, they in the mission there. They're around. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're about tied for 15th strength of schedule. So I mean, it's going to get interesting. We in at times at the NFL where, of course, you start seeing the franchise tags start getting thrown out. You know, free agency, the draft. Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up about that whole Big Ben situation is they have to come up with a restructured contract before March 17th. So time's ticking on that situation. So I would keep an eye out on that. They say they still want to kick it with each other, the Steelers and Big Ben, but they can't do it at $41.2 million. They got too, like I said, cap issues, and they got other free agents and other holes to plug. So I will look out for that one. Keep an eye on that, people. Great night in sports. Not so much for Lakers fans. Again, that score did go final while we were in the midst of talking. Straight beat down. Utah Jazz 114. Los Angeles Lakers 89. And we're literally probably got 2 minutes left. It's a little tardy tonight, but it's all good. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to the Man Down podcast. I know that was Melvin. He loves basketball, real passionate about it. Like I said, y'all go check him out, Man Down podcast. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Again, you can follow me and the I.O.W network at www.iofthe119.com. Find out all the information you can on all I.O.W network affiliated material. It's been real. It's been good. Made Lamar signing out. On the way out, you're going to get some more tunes from my guy Silent Hill. Until tomorrow, y'all, it's going to be gravy. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thursday. Peace.
Silent Hill TDS. hitchhikers. Let's go. Yo. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blunt corrode, let it go. Release to the beast, about to take control, overload. Burn another shrub to keep my mind sedated, elevated, felt elated from withdrawal but never faded. Alcohol pumping out my system in need of patience. Point blatant, do it and reversing to the points taken. Put it in work to muscle jerk and my joints aching. Numbers don't lie, but I think these niggas point shaving. I am on another high. You can only taste the fragrance floating on the stroke. Bodies below twisted, agitated. Give me another gram, watch me break down and light this bitch. Explosive tendencies, watch me spark and ignite the shit. Put the game in a chokehold with a tight grip. Niggas inciting shit, most people they bite their lips. Cold-hearted bastard, give a hot bitch an icy kiss. Take a buzz to another level and heighten it. My karma is Dalai Lama, the smoke for enlightenment. Nigga drag me to hell with all the hounds and Leviathan things. Reach for a pack of guards, cause I'm about to smoke a quick pussy poppin' and percolate. I just want the smoke circulate. Losers will spectate and the haters will speculate. But I'm too busy taking all this vapor straight to the face. Damn. Shit.
Man, shit, nigga, you got a light.
Fuck that, I'm just going Check. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood corrode, let it go. Release to the beat, about to take control. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood corrode, let it go. Release to the beast, about to take control.